Bob Foulkrod left Wisconsin's early season hunt empty-handed.
And thinking, oh man, so I really wanted to get that double drop tine.
Photographed often on game cameras, this buck has eluded hunters for years by vanishing all fall and then reappearing for winter.
Get a call right after Christmas. Paul calls up and says, guess what, he's back. We hadn't seen him all shotgun season, we hadn't seen him all that archery season after you guys spooked him, but he's back. He's done that 3 years in a row. I'm on an airplane going to Wisconsin. We get out there and Paul showed me pictures of him and saying he's there. He said, the bad news is both his drops are broken off. That's okay. I'm still gonna kill him if I get the chance.
What he usually does is he'll show up in velvet, but like I said, he'll come for about the first 2 weeks of season, and then he'll disappear, and I don't know where he goes. Then he'll usually come back right around the first week in December. Yeah. And he's back again. He's smart. He's smart. You'll never get a finer trophy than that. That's a 6.5-year-old deer. You can kill that one. You can kill any buck on a ridge.
Because of the sparse cover available in the winter, Bob has chosen to hunt out of a blind. This small field on the edge of a bedding area serves as a staging area before the deer head out to the big ag fields to feed at night.
What Paul likes to do is he likes to drive you right to the stand, drop you off, whether we're hunting in an elevated stand or whether we're hunting in this box blind. It keeps all the scent of walking in. A lot of times you'll drive right by deer, even if he sees them. He just keeps going. He doesn't harass them. Doesn't let kids run all over the place on his four-wheelers. He really protects it. It's his baby, and the deer are pretty relaxed. But also the deer are hunted too. They're pretty. You got to sit still. A lot of deer come out, a lot of eyes, a lot of nose, sniffing all the time, looking at you. It's a great setup. He's really got a very unique piece of property here, and he really takes care of it. This would be a nice buck next year.
This farm does not have the much touted 1-to-1 buck-to-doe ratio that many deer managers strive for. Bob, true to his nature, has his own theories on what makes a good deer herd for hunting.
You know, when I was a single guy, I'd walk into the bar or into the dance hall, and if there was one girl, that's fine. But if it didn't work out with her, I want to turn around, I'm going to ask somebody else to dance. I want several opportunities to dance with someone. And if a buck is a 1-to-1 and he services that doe, then all of a sudden he starts looking for another doe. He's going to travel. There are going to be lots of fights. There's death where they fight together and they run on different pieces of property. I like that buck-to-doe ratio 1-to-5, 1-to-6 for lots of reasons. I like to see deer. Do you like to see deer? You take the kids out into the field today, they'd like to see deer. The old folks like to see deer.
Whether you agree with Bob or not, there are plenty of deer to see here, and the results of home video from some of Paul's hunts are evidence that there are also plenty of mature bucks.
Can't complain. It's a good buck.
For now, though, the big buck Bob has come all the way back to Wisconsin for is still nowhere to be found. Then, after 2 trips and many hours in the stand, Bob gets his chance.
We had all our shots set up off to our right. We was always looking this way. I'm looking out the back window like this. Joe, my cameraman, goes, is that the buck? And I turned around, there he is, right in front of us. Did it. And he had to pull the camera off. He handheld it and everything. And he's up against the wall, and I'm trying to get around where I can shoot through the little window.
Bob Foulkrod is in Wisconsin trying to take the giant buck he has dreamed of since September. Now his chance has finally come, but the big buck is 180 degrees from where Bob thought he would come out, and that could ruin his last chance.
I turned around, there he is right in front of us. Oh, now we gotta, you can imagine trying to get turned around with a deer that's 15 yards away in a shooting shack and not make any noise. He had to pull the camera off. He handheld it and everything, and he's up against the wall, and I'm trying to get around where I can shoot through the little window.
Finally, the hunters have managed to shift positions. Now it's just a matter of being patient enough to wait for the right shot.
Go down, buddy, go down right there. Go down. There he is, he's going. I think he just went down, I don't know, I get my binoculars. Should have took it back in that one lung and went right straight through the other lung. Come right out behind the shoulder on the other side. I see absolutely no movement over there. That's the same buck that I was trying to kill in archery season. Paul says you won't see him until after gun season, he says, and then the last week archery season he shows up, you know, so he's got a good hiding spot. He's been hid for a long time. But geez, you see them points on him, he's just massive. And I got a good blood trail all the way out through. I never take anything for granted until my tag is on that deer. Right now, I'll give Mr. Paul a call. Yeah, we had to get the camera off the tripod, get turned around.
Failure definitely is an option when it comes to deer hunting, but failure does not necessarily mean defeat. Because with good scouting, perseverance, and patience...
Look at that. Look at that boy, huh? That is a mammoth deer right there.
Even the toughest of deer, like this Wisconsin legend, can be tagged.
That's all the hard work and effort that Paul does. Yeah, all the pictures he knows, he pretty much knows where them deer are gonna be. If you can't be happy with that, you need to stop deer hunting.